I'm John Hendricks. It's Friday, July 24th. Today, assessing the damage.
Pretty much everything must be destroyed.
Why many of the damaged items in Dauphin's hospital can't be saved. What this will mean for its reopening. Also today, encampment fires by the numbers. How many blazes emergency crews have responded to this year involving homeless people. Plus,
teenagers don't ask for each other's phone numbers nowadays.
A family feud. How a Winnipeg Jet ended up on the popular game show. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Mayoral is away. We're learning more today about the extent of the damage at the Dauphin Regional Health Center. As we showed you yesterday, it was hit hard by flooding, forcing the health region to close it. Now that the cleanup is underway, officials say there is a lot of important equipment that cannot be saved. Joining me now live is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, what are conditions like now?
Well, John, there was extensive flooding in the basement, which means there's now a buildup of silt and debris strewn about. Trina Slate, the CEO of Prairie Mountain Health, says pretty much everything in the basement must be destroyed.
Also examining the what will be required to replace critical core infrastructure for supporting services in the basement of the building, which included laundry, food services, pharmacy, a medical device reprocessing, and our computer servers, our IT systems that not only serve Dauphin, but parts of the region.
Engineers are trying to figure out if anything in the basement can be cleaned or reused, but most of it will need to be thrown out. Slate says it's because the hospital has to ensure clinical grade infection control practices. That means even things like cabinets, countertops, and other surfaces need to be replaced before the center reopens its doors. Slate says that although the damage is extensive, there are no structural integrity concerns. Additionally, we learned today health officials intend to set up a patient service center in the city for those who are low acuity. People could go there for services such as having their blood drawn, x-rays taken, and EKGs done, just as long as their condition is not serious, as it would not have an emergency department. There is actually still no timeline for when that will be up and running.
So Taylor, how much is it going to cost to repair all of this damage?
Well, the health authority says it's still too early to know, and it's still in the assessment phase. It says getting into some areas of the basement has been challenging because there's water still in the crawl space, and there's been some issues accessing ducts. So the full extent of the damage hasn't been determined. And meantime, if you're looking for further updates on the closure, you can take part in a virtual town hall that they're hosting. That's happening July 30th at 6:30 p.m. You'll have a chance to ask questions and actually hear directly from Prairie Mountain Health and Shared Health leadership, but registration is required. You can visit the URL up on your screen right now or head to Shared Health's website or social media.
All right, thanks, Taylor. The province says it's found housing for 249 people who had been living in encampments. Now, it's all part of its Your Way Home initiative, which was launched last year with the goal of working towards ending chronic homelessness. The number is an increase from the 186 people that had been announced in February. Housing Minister Bernadette Smith says the province has moved the individuals into transitional and permanent supported housing via the assistance of local partners. But in April, End Homelessness Winnipeg said the number of people becoming homeless in the city was rising faster than efforts to find them stable housing. The Manitoba government says it's hoping to find housing for 700 Manitobans living in camp by 2031. Meantime, we're learning more about the number of fire calls where it's believed homelessness could be a factor. Data from the city shows crews have responded to 286 fires related to homelessness this year. There were 734 in 2024 and 580 last year. A city spokesperson says now this includes encampment fires, some vacant building fires, and outdoor fires. While the Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service doesn't specifically track fires near rivers, 13% were within 25 meters of a riverbank. The Manitoba government and the city of Winnipeg Winnipeg have implemented plans to address homeless encampments, legislating where they can legally be set up, and working to find homes for unsheltered residents. The body of the second boy swept away in Nunavik Lake has been found. Manitoba RCMP say the body of 13-year-old Aaron O. Ramirez was pulled from the water around 7:45 p.m. on Thursday. He was found almost 48 hours after the body of his younger brother, 10-year-old Maximo O. Ramirez, was found by a civilian boat. RCMP believe the younger boy fell into the water first on Saturday afternoon, and his older brother went in to rescue him. The Mounties are thanking the many volunteers and other agencies that helped in the search. Scott Gillingham made his first pledge of the municipal election campaign this morning. Gillingham is promising to eliminate the $65 fee for volunteers who need criminal record checks. The incumbent mayor said this would take the form of a voucher program where eligible volunteer groups can offer free criminal record checks for Winnipeg residents who want to volunteer. He also said the city would replace the lost revenue to the police service. Election Day is on October 28th. Well, he saved the day for the Winnipeg Jets more than once or twice and backstopped Team USA to Olympic gold. And Thursday, Connor Hellebuck helped his team win another game. But this one was a little different.
Teenagers don't ask for each other's phone numbers nowadays. Instead, they ask for their what?
Twitter.
The netminder appeared on Celebrity Family Feud alongside USA teammate Dylan Larkin and Paralympic gold medalist Griffin Lamar and Jack Wallace, along with Declan Farmer. Now, after besting the American women's hockey team in a sudden death round, Hellebuck and Lamar brought home the win in fast money. The $25,000 they won will benefit the USA Hockey Foundation. CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady joins us now with a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. We had a little bit of rain this morning, but now I know you're tracking some pretty serious weather.
Yes, all related to the same low pressure system that brought an end to air quality warnings in northern Manitoba. We were talking about this last night, John, if you'll remember. It brought rain across that part of the province today. Now, the trough associated with it was what triggered those thunderstorms this morning here in the south and continues to right along the international border in southeastern Manitoba and into northwestern Ontario. But as part of that same set of circumstances, we have a tornado watch that's in effect for southeastern Manitoba right up to Winnipeg's doorstep. Now, Winnipeg is not under the watch, but areas immediately to the east of the city are, right to the border and beyond, basically all of northwestern Ontario under that tornado watch as well. However, Winnipeg and Brandon are two communities under a heat warning. We were expecting this to be triggered. It will be hot, it will be humid, not just throughout the weekend, but well into next week. I'll show you some pretty warm temperatures coming up. But for now, let's take a look through the CTV Live Eye. It's brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, it is 29 degrees. Well, look at that with a humidex. It feels like 41. Winds coming out of the west-southwest at 15 kilometers an hour with gusts up to 27. The pressure's rising and the humidity is 77%. Out in traffic on this Friday afternoon, busy in Osborne Village, peak of the rush, but no traffic concerns in that part of the city right now.
Achieving a new goal. How a Winnipeg soccer complex is getting some big upgrades. We'll have those details coming up after the break. CN Rail reported financial results today with revenue up 11% in its latest quarter. BNN Bloomberg's Mayoral Fernandez has more.
Revenue for the second quarter was $4.75 billion, and that beat expectations. American tariffs and tariff threats have been an overhang for Canadian National. Still, Canada's largest rail reported higher revenue on grain and fertilizer shipping, as well as petroleum and chemicals. Controlling costs has also helped CN. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar down to $70.92 US. West Texas Intermediate down over $3 to $89.34 US a barrel. Western Canadian Select is up to $71.94, and the TSX gained 176 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mayoral Fernandez.
A Winnipeg soccer complex is getting a makeover. The province is providing $750,000 to support upgrades to the Ralph Cantafio soccer complex. Now, this includes replacing the outdoor field pitch and lighting system in order to modernize facilities and enable it to continue hosting high-level competitions.
This is the home of amateur soccer in the province, and obviously we're going to make it hopefully the home of professional soccer as well. So at the end of the day, all of that partnerships, all of those partnerships will help to improve the facilities, will improve the experience for the people that come to play here, including the fans who are coming to see the game.
The upgrades will also enable the complex to continue being able to offer community programming there. Well, ahead of tonight's game, the Calgary Stampeders are issuing an off-field challenge to Bombers fans.
For Winnipeg fans, let's paint Calgary blue.
Stamps president Jay McNeil is inviting CFL fans to flood Cowtown with their team's colors this November. Calgary is hosting the Grey Cup and surrounding festival, and the host team wants you to be there to show your home team support. Along with traditional events like team parties and pancake breakfast, the Calgary Grey Cup committee is adding some new fan fun.
But we're also doing a number of new events, some unique ones as well, from a rodeo. On the Saturday, we're going to have 2 rodeos. We're going to have concerts every night. The arts are going to play a big role.
There's also plans for the first ever Girls in Sports Summit at the Grey Cup. The Grey Cup Festival kicks off November 11th to the 14th, with the 113th Grey Cup hitting the field on November 15th. Lawmakers in the U.S. are looking to install a so-called kill switch that can turn off AI tools. Now, earlier this week, OpenAI said one of its AI models went rogue during a security test and hacked into another company's system. The company called the incident unprecedented and is now reinforcing its safeguards. The Kill Switch Act was introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives with bipartisan support. It would give Homeland Security the ability to order a private company to turn off its AI tools.
Help me go home.
The Odyssey is drawing people to movie theaters and somewhere else. What else is benefiting from the intense interest in the Christopher Nolan movie? Brady has your spotlight today, and this weekend, Colleen, people will have fairs, festivals, and live music to go and see.
Oh my, that's right, John. Here's a look at just some of the events taking place in Manitoba this weekend. The Winnipeg Fringe Festival wraps up. The Gimli International Film Festival hits the beach. Head back in time at the Cooks Creek Medieval Feast and Festival. The Folklorama Kickoff has entertainment from some of its pavilions. The Manitoba Threshermen's Reunion and Stampede is in Austin. There's also summer fairs and rodeos in Dugald, McCreary, Plumas, Erickson, and Deloraine. Enjoy some live music at the Fire and Water Music Festival in Lac du Bonnet, the Cripple Creek Music Festival in Morden, and the Lakeside Live Music Festival in Kenora. And Nawe Odena on Keniston Boulevard hosts a celebration of Anishinaabe culture and community. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
Director Zach Krager is back with another scary film.
That's right. The official trailer for Resident Evil has been released.
You got time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up for the...
It's outside the zone, so it pays double.
The official trailer for Resident Evil has been released. Krager is behind the widely successful movie Weapons and Barbarian. Austin Abrams, who also starred in Weapons, plays an organ courier tasked with delivering a package to a remote hospital. Resident Evil hits theaters September 18th.
If the box office excitement around The Odyssey has inspired you to check out the source material, well, you're far from alone.
No kidding. While the latest version of Homer's epic takes over movie theaters, Variety reports it's also driving a surge in book sales.
We won the war. Help me go home.
Figures from Circana BookScan show purchases of all versions of the nearly 3,000-year-old tale are up 76% this year, and Spotify says audiobook streams of The Odyssey are up roughly 680% since last week's premiere.
It's been a while since I've checked out the book version of the Odyssey, but I can tell you the movie was spectacular.
That's right, yeah.
Charlie XCX has dropped a brand new record today.
It's called Music Fashion Film.
I don't feel embarrassed even if I suck.
This is the music video for the song Camera. As you can see, it stars Vincent Cassel. It stars Charlie, and she has even more star power on her new album. The cover art features legendary filmmaker Martin Scorsese, Velvet Underground's John Cale, and fashion designer Marc Jacobs.
I can't wait to see a duet with Martin Scorsese. I think those two working together would be spectacular.
No kidding.
I wonder if he'll be rapping. I guess we'll find out.
One can only hope, John.
One can only hope. I'm crossing fingers and toes. The Toronto International Film Festival continues to roll out this year's lineup.
Yes, and there's a lot to look forward to. Today, the focus was on the primetime program, made up of TV and streaming titles that will be making their debut. The opening series will be Jesse and McEwen's Below, a Netflix thriller shot and set in Newfoundland. Amazon Prime's miniseries Carrie will also have its world premiere as the closing series screening at TIFF. The full schedule won't be out until August 11th, though. The festival takes place from September 10th to the 20th.
Johnny Depp is making his return to the big screen.
And he's taking on a classic role in a reimagined version of A Christmas Carol.
I say to you, sir, Merry Humbug! Merry Christmas! Humbug! And a Happy New Year!
Playing Ebenezer Scrooge, the crotchety protagonist from the Charles Dickens tale. He'll star alongside Rupert Grint, Daisy Ridley, Ian McKellen, and others in Ebenezer. The trailer says it features a name you know and a story you don't. It's out November 13th.
That looks good. Yeah, we'll see. All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your Friday primetime lineup starts at 7 with Spring Break Murders. Following up at 8, it's Crime Scene Investigators. And at 9, catch The Rebuild inside the Montreal Canadiens. It's all right here tonight on CTV. Look, there we go at the St. James Bridge. Much busier for folks heading southbound, as you might expect. Peak of the rush, it's hot, it's humid, and it's going to stay that way. I'll show you for how long coming up.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided S. Antique Spa Salon.
Researchers have released some video, very surprising video, of newly documented behavior in orcas in the Pacific. Divers captured underwater footage of a killer whale holding a sunfish by the tail while another slammed into it, causing the fish to explode in pieces. Researchers believe the orcas do this in order to share the meal with younger members of the pod, or possibly just for fun.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
It's hot, it's humid, and as I mentioned earlier, a trough of low pressure associated with a low pressure system up north is what triggered the thunderstorms that crossed southern Manitoba today and continue as we head into early this evening and right along into northwestern Ontario. We do have a tornado watch that continues in those areas, so right up to Winnipeg's doorstep. The city is not under the watch, but areas to the east of it are, and well into northwestern Ontario. Now, this does not mean there are tornadoes occurring. It means that conditions exist that thunderstorms could develop, that could become severe and could develop tornadoes. Having said that, I want to show you this. Look at all these active thunderstorms right along the international border. I'm going to zoom in on this area not too far from Manitoba in Minnesota, the Red Lake area, Red Lake, Panema. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning there. So be vigilant on our side of the international border as well over the next few hours. In addition to the tornado watch, there's a heat warning in effect for Winnipeg, the Red River Valley, south central areas, and for southern portions of southwestern Manitoba, including the city of Brandon. It will be hot. It will be humid for the next several days. So not just hot highs, actual air temperatures in the low 30s, humidex values pushing the upper 30s, if not warmer. And the reason, though, not only, if that's not reason enough for the warning, we're not going to get relief at night. These warm overnight lows are going to be around 20 degrees. So we're in it for the next few days, so brace yourself for that. Meanwhile, we have rain that continues associated with that low pressure system in the north, and that precipitation helped to bring an end to the air quality warnings there. So some relief from the smoke. It may well be a brief reprieve, but at least it's a reprieve. Overnight, we clear out in the Manitoba side of the border. It's going to take longer in Ontario. Sunny sunny and very warm. Hot temperatures, humid across the province. We'll get this pocket here of more organized rain that pops up Saturday afternoon in west central areas. It will cross the northern interlake. As we go throughout the evening on Saturday and into Saturday night, you could be seeing a little bit of rain popping up along the eastern sections of the province. Into Sunday we go, where there's a greater chance of showers in the south, including Winnipeg. It's not a certainty, but it's not a zero chance either. So for tonight, if you're heading to the Bomber game, just be aware that there's a risk of thunderstorms here in the city. Otherwise, the sky will be clearing tonight, and these winds will be a little windy during the game. An overnight low of 17 degrees, hot and humid on Saturday, 31 is the high. Winds late in the afternoon will start to strengthen somewhat out of the south, out about 20 kilometers an hour. Saturday, as you might expect, the UV index for Winnipeg is 8 or very high. So will the temperatures all throughout the week next week. 31 under a mix of sun and cloud on Sunday. And as I mentioned, there's that chance of showers. And also, as you can see, there's no relief overnight. Very warm overnight lows, hot highs in the low 30s until at least Wednesday, almost there on Thursday. And along the way, lots of sunshine and the possibility of thunderstorms. Our first weather photo takes a look at James's beautiful lilies in his yard in Garden City. A lovely shot there, as is this one, which takes us to the English Garden here in Assiniboine Park. This photo coming up. Drum roll, please. Brrr, no, we do not have it. Hopefully we will get that. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. That photo is from Alan. Look how creative that photography is as well. Great stuff. Send us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
Well, here's a good example of turning a bad review into marketing gold. The New Bedford Whaling Museum received a 1-star Google review with the words "worst aquarium ever," which caught staff off guard because, well, it isn't an aquarium. It's a museum of skeletons, so obviously none of their whales are in water or even alive. So they took that comment and ran with it. They created a series of products, including a shirt which says it's perfect for anyone who appreciates irony, maritime history, and a good laugh. The product description goes on to say it's a cheeky nod to the fact that, spoiler alert, there are 0 live whales inside our building. I love it.
I like their sense of humor. That's great.
Yeah, it's very good. All right, we will be back again at 6 o'clock. I hope you'll give us some good reviews for that.